and welcome to what might very quickly devolve into a night in Frankenstein's lab. We got a little thunderstorm, at least, coming up from the south. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but I have this mental image of, lots of lightning and stuff, and me trying to test this out and having an "it's alive" kind of moment. But I just don't foresee that happening. But anyway, a couple years ago now, I did an episode called Ben versus the Sony AV-3600, which was about me trying to fix up a Sony AV-3600, half-inch open reel, black and white, EIAJ Type 1 video recorder. And I felt like I got it mostly working, but it just never played quite right. The speed was fine and everything. But I could never get a real good, clean, stable picture out of it. And I figured, it just needs alignment. But I don't have the means or the skills to do such things. And eventually I got in touch with Obsolete Video, Rick over at Obsolete Video down in Arizona. And we talked about sending this in and him, taking a crack at it himself. Well, it took until February of 2023 for me to finally get this off. And I told him at the time, I'm not in any hurry here, I got lots of other projects, just whenever you get around to it. And it got to be like 3.5 months after shipping it off, and I figured, well, maybe I should check in. And I did, and he said, yeah, I just haven't gotten around to it, and I've been busy with other things. A few days later, I heard, I'm shipping it out on Monday, and received it on Friday, and I'm shooting this on Saturday night. So the idea here is to give this thing a quick test, see if it survived the trip from Arizona to South Dakota, and see if we're going to be good for a hopeful random reel-to-reel video edition episode sometime in the new season. Now, I'm not a fan of unboxing videos, but I am going to do it this time, although I will reduce it to just a montage, try and keep it like under a minute. And this box has seen better days, hasn't it? This is the box that I shipped it out in, but it was a brand new box at the time. But yeah, it's gotten a few gouges and stuff in it. So crushed corners and all. But I'll open it up and see what I got. When I shipped this out, I double boxed it, tried to do a real good, decent job. No dead space in the box, nothing like that. So we'll see if it got returned that way. But anyway, let me take a quick cut here and we'll start cutting at the box. Well, call me crazy, but I seem to remember this still having the AV-3600 emblem on it. This is mine, though. It's got the Nebraska Power Plant badge on it. And my homebrew. Wonder if you didn't put a different lid on this. Because I cleaned off all that stuff and put new ones on. That really enthuses me. But I guess the real acid test is, does it work? Well, pardon me while I go into puke-vision mode for a moment here, but we have everything threaded up and ready to go. And it is indeed my unit. The audio level is still very much pinned. But yeah, I don't think that's my lid. But all is forgiven if this thing works properly. So anyway, I've got, or will have, this running to my PVM, but since I'm capable of such things now, let's go full-blown old school with this. Let's do original. I should have brought a flashlight with me. Suppose I should turn the TV off too. Yeah, original EIAJ 8 mode in the dark. Oddity archive after dark. Trying to do this with one hand. There we go. Okay, we'll turn you back on and I'll reset the camera. I'll turn off the studio lights and we'll look at this. And if it works, I'll do just a quick little hit of footage on the cloner box just to show you something direct feed. I won't do one of my usual transfers here, but there's enough of a time-based corrector and stuff in there that I think I'm all right. All right, well, give me a minute here and wish me luck. Okay, I've got the microphone, my little lavalier, just taped to the table here up against the speaker for audio. Wish me luck. Okay, take two. I swapped out the EIAJ8 for the breakout box that Rick also built for me. So now it's EIAJ8 to composite audio and video, or something like that.
Showing me your card was a heart, is that correct? That's right. You're darn right it was. But not only was it a heart, and here comes the amazing part of the whole thing, this also represents exactly 1/2 the value of the card you peeked at.
Well, it's got a bit...
Wrong.
Got a bit of...
Second best one I do. What was your card? It was a 9 of hearts. Oh, 4.5. You have to have fun when you're doing these, or it's not...
Alright, I'll just, for a lark, grab another tape here, maybe the one that I recorded, and see how that turned out. Okay, first off, major brain fart. I forgot that the EIAJ8 cable needs to be set to S-Video on this monitor, so I went back to straight EIAJ8, and I realized that my home recorded tape from 2 years ago would not be any good if it was as woefully out of whack as it seemed to be. Playing the damn thing would be a fool's errand. So anyway, I've got the camera in fixed focus at the moment, but I had forgotten that I did get a batch of tapes, one of which was confirmed EIAJ. Now this is color, but of course it should give me black and white playback on the 3600, and that I cleaned and lubed and baked this sucker last year and just kind of forgot about it. So let me turn off the lights. I got it all threaded up. We'll take another stab at this.
United States Department of Health, Education and Welfare, Office of Education.
Trying to dial in the picture here and not really succeeding. I think it's a gimmick. Alright, well... That's a pretty hip soundtrack for 1979, I believe. Okay. All right, well, she lives. So I'm going to take the breakout again. I'll hook this up to the cloner. We'll just get a quick little hit of footage for you to see pure, as it were, on the way out here. But yeah, as it stands, we may be in for a round of random reel-to-reel video sometime in the next year. So keep an eye out, and I'll talk to you again soon.
United States Department of Health, Education and Welfare, Office of Education. Funding for music. United States Department of Health, Education and Welfare, Office of Education.
But my prediction card is going to tell me what your card is. So for the first time, which do you like? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3.
It's 3 here. Now we know that this card can't be your card. That would be cheating. However, it is a heart telling me your card was a heart. Is that correct?
That's right.
You're darn right it was. But not only was it a heart, and here comes the amazing part of the whole thing, this also represents exactly 1/2 the value of the card you peeked at.
Wrong.
Second best one I do. What was your card?
It was a 9 of hearts.
Oh, 4.5. You have to have fun when you're doing these, or it's not worth doing them at all.
8 per 8. 64, stupido. 3 per 3.
9.
Il direttore. Attenti.
Okay, would you sign your name to it, please?
Rich? Yes. I know it's Rich Little. Could have been Jimmy Stewart or John Wayne.
Just knock them down. Just knock them down. The whole thing.
Exactly, yeah.
You don't want none of them to stand. Every one of them down. Right here on the floor? Are you sure?
Exactly,
Listen, every one over.
Beautiful, beautiful. Couldn't have been better. Perfect, Bernie.
Okay, Marie.
Thanks a lot, Bernie.